Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of negativity, unable to break free from the weight of your past, your habits, or your own thoughts? Have you woken up day after day feeling exhausted and unsure why you're still stuck in the same place despite all your efforts? It's easy to think that the problem lies in something external, the lack of opportunities, the harshness of the world, or the people around you. But often, it's not the external world that's holding you back. It's what we unknowingly do to ourselves. There's a famous saying, "We are our own worst enemies." In many ways, this truth holds. Sometimes, it's not that we need to add more to our lives, whether it's more knowledge, more activities, or more distractions, but that we must take the first step by stopping. We must stop the negative patterns, the old habits, and the thoughts that drag us down. Stoicism teaches us that we can transform our lives by changing the way we think and act. But that starts with eliminating the things that sabotage our progress. In my own journey toward a more meaningful and fulfilling life, I've encountered many obstacles, some external, but many internal. And through my exploration of Stoic philosophy, I've come to realize that to truly move forward, we often need to stop doing certain things. We need to remove the chains that bind us to unproductive and harmful ways of thinking and living. So today, I want to share with you 4 things that you must stop doing immediately to free yourself and move closer to the life you truly deserve. Pay close attention to each of these lessons, because even the smallest shift in mindset can create a powerful ripple effect in your life. Let's begin this journey together, and let's see how each of these lessons can change your life for the better. 1. Stop living in the past. We've all had moments in life where we've failed, made mistakes, or experienced setbacks. There are things in our past that we wish we could undo, mistakes that haunt us, and regrets that feel impossible to shake off. It's normal to reflect on past events, but the key word here is reflection, not residence. Living in the past is more than just nostalgia or reminiscing about the good old days. It's when you become trapped in events that have already happened, unable or unwilling to accept that they are over. Sometimes we even cling to the mistakes of our past as a part of our identity, thinking they define us or control us. This act of holding on to what's already been is like carrying around a heavy suitcase filled with memories that no longer serve us. These memories weigh us down and keep us from moving forward. In Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius reminds us of the importance of focusing on the present moment. He said, "Forget everything else. Keep hold of this alone and remember it. Each of us lives only now, this brief instant. The rest has already been lived or is impossible to see. The past is gone. It cannot be changed. It is only in the present that we have the power to shape our future. When we dwell on the past, we stop living in the present. Imagine this. You wake up, but instead of being energized by the potential of a new day, your mind races through all the regrets, the things you wish you could have done differently, and the things that went wrong. You start to feel heavy, burdened by the past. This stifles your growth and steals your energy. Dwelling on past failures, missed opportunities, or the actions of others creates an invisible barrier between you and the life you could be living. You're too busy holding on to the past to embrace the present or look toward the future. Every time you replay your past mistakes or failures in your mind, you're choosing to remain stuck. You're choosing to carry the emotional weight of those events rather than freeing yourself from them. If you continue to carry around the baggage of past events, you won't have room to grow or move forward. Additionally, constantly comparing your present self to an idealized version of your past self is toxic. You may find yourself thinking, "I was stronger, more capable, more confident back then." But this distorted view of the past does more harm than good. It only leads to feelings of inadequacy and resentment towards who you are now. Life is not meant to be a straight path. It's a journey that ebbs and flows with highs and lows. Holding on to the past only blocks the potential for growth in the here and now. The true path to freedom is to recognize that the past is behind you, and there's nothing you can do to change it. By learning to let go, you create space for new experiences, new relationships, and new opportunities that are waiting for you today. Don't let the past continue to control you. The future is unfolding before you. 2. Stop seeking approval from others. There is a common and often unspoken desire in all of us to be accepted, liked, and validated by those around us. It's natural to want to fit in and to be seen in a positive light. But there's a fine line between healthy social connection and the destructive habit of constantly seeking approval from others. In the realm of Stoicism, we learn to separate ourselves from the need for external validation. The Stoics teach that our worth should not be dependent on how others perceive us or on their approval. As Epictetus wisely said, "What is up to us is the ability to choose our reactions. What is not up to us is how others react to us." When we live our lives based on the opinions of others, we give away our power. We allow external circumstances to dictate our internal peace. Think about it. How many times have you found yourself doing something simply to fit in or to gain someone's approval? How many times have you compromised your values, your boundaries, or your authenticity just to be accepted? This need for approval creates a fragile sense of self-worth, one that can be easily shaken by criticism or rejection. But true confidence and self-respect come not from the approval of others, but from within. When you no longer rely on others for your sense of value, you free yourself from the fear of judgment and criticism. Living authentically and aligning with your own principles allows you to navigate life with inner peace. You stop seeking validation from others and begin to validate yourself. You recognize that you are enough just as you are, independent of others' opinions. This shift in mindset is liberating and creates a foundation for resilience and true self-confidence. 3. Stop fearing failure. One of the biggest obstacles to success, growth, and happiness is the fear of failure. So many of us avoid taking risks or pursuing our dreams because we fear that we will fail. We fear what others might think or how we might feel if things don't go according to plan. But in Stoicism, failure is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. The Stoics understood that failure is an inevitable part of life. As Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Failure is not an end, but a lesson, a way to learn, grow, and ultimately succeed in the long run. Instead of fearing failure, we should see it as a stepping stone towards greater wisdom and strength. Each failure teaches us something valuable about ourselves, about others, and about the world around us. In fact, failure can often be more valuable than success, as it shows us our weaknesses, our limits, and what we still need to work on. Fear of failure paralyzes us, preventing us from taking action and moving forward. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of inaction, avoiding the very experiences that could lead to our growth. The Stoic practice of amor fati, the love of fate, encourages us to embrace whatever comes our way, whether it's success or failure, with the understanding that stop clinging to control. One of the greatest lessons of Stoicism is learning to accept what we cannot control. In a world that often encourages us to strive for more control, more power, and more certainty, it's easy to get caught up in the illusion that we can control everything. However, Stoics remind us that we cannot control the actions of others, the future, or the circumstances we find ourselves in. The only thing we truly control is our response to those circumstances. As Epictetus teaches, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Trying to control everything leads to frustration, anxiety, and burnout. We become obsessed with micromanaging our lives, our relationships, and our outcomes, only to discover that we can't control the unpredictability of life. Learning to let go of the need to control everything is not about giving up, but about focusing on what is within our power to influence. When we stop clinging to control, we allow ourselves to live more freely. We let go of the anxiety that comes from trying to manage every detail. Instead, we focus on doing our best in the present moment, with